first I'd like to thank the NCAA and Millersville University for doing an amazing job this weekend, especially with the snow this morning. Who would have ever expected, except for maybe our SID who says we always have bad weather and we play well in the rain. But there was snow and there was a decent amount on the field, and they made that field playable 1, 2, 3. I believe Shelly Barron, the field hockey coach, called a lot of their student athletes out to come run on the field, and they made the game possible. So I want to start by thanking them, so thank you, and thank you to everyone in the room for all of your help. Miles, you guys did a great job with your staff. Just opening statement. For us, what a win. That was a great opponent. I think that was likely, they could tell you on their own. I personally think it was the best game we had all year in terms of competition, so the right two teams. I feel like we're there in the end, so hats off to them. It was certainly a well-coached team. They're a great defensive team. They made it very tough all game on us. But just, big congratulations to our program, to our seniors, to all of our players. It's a massive accomplishment to be sitting up here and to win a national championship. And I've wanted to get these trophies back quite a bit. The last one for us was in 2012, and we talk about it every year, and that's 6-7 years. Somebody can do the math for me on that drought. So it's not just for them, it's for a lot of players that we've had they haven't had the opportunity to be here, and they actually were all out in the stands today. So thank you to this team for bringing a national championship back to Westchester University Field Hockey.
Coach, you've had other really good teams since 12, including last year. Why this team?
Why? I think it's hard work, preparation, talent, and then it's a little bit of luck in the end. You've got to do a lot of work to get yourself here at the Division II level. You can have a couple of losses and not even get yourself into the NCAA tournament. But we definitely this year had a horrible taste in our mouth after the Final Four from last year. So that's something that I think fueled us. Did we expect to be here? The answer to that question would be no. We lost starters and we lost the goalkeeper, and we gained a baby. I call her my baby goalie. But we gained a baby goalkeeper from Emmaus. Emmaus is a perennial powerhouse in the field hockey world. So I do think having a solid backbone really helped us. And then for us, we were able to put together some wins early in the season and started to gain confidence, and there was just a different feel about this team. We had a horrible winter. We had some tragedy that we had to deal with in a 10-day period where we had 3 deaths that kind of happened to us, and I think that just brings you closer together as a program. That's not something I've ever experienced as a head coach, and I needed them as much as they needed me, and I just think going through something like that, you learn to really take care of one another. So I just think there's a different care and love and concern. That's your family. We call ourselves the Ramily. So it's not that it's different than any other year. I just think sometimes tragedy brings you a little bit closer as a group. And they were willing to do anything it took to get themselves a national championship this year.
This is for Amy and any of the players. Do you think maybe the loss to Kutztown in the semis was actually not a bad thing? Isn't it more pressure going into the NCAAs undefeated and maybe had a chance to regroup?
Yeah, I mean, that loss was disappointing to us. We didn't take risks. We just played complacent, I think, and we weren't as aggressive as we needed to be. So yeah, it's so cliche to say you learned something from the loss, but we did. So hats off to ESU for winning that championship, but it's been some odd string that when you win the conference, you don't win the national championship. So we had half a laugh about it because none of us thought it was funny to not be winning that game. But yes, we learned so much from that, and you have to dig down deep, and then to have to play them again on their playing surface. We're usually a water-based field, so for us to have to come to Millersville and play on an infill surface and then play Kutztown again, I think we dominated that game. So yeah, we learned a lot, and we were aggravated, and we fixed some things, and we made some changes, and we came here to win a national championship, and that's what the kids did.
Katie, as a player, did you guys get a break just to regroup with that?
From that loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was kind of eye-opening for us. It's really hard to go through a season perfectly without a loss, and that loss, yes, we didn't want it. I mean, no one wants to lose, but it was eye-opening. We knew we didn't shoot. We needed to score more. We are the offensive team with 92 goals now. So it was eye-opening for us, and it was upsetting, and we knew exactly what we wanted in the end, and just because we had one loss doesn't mean that we couldn't have gotten there in the end. So yes, it was a nice break, and it was nice to regroup and get our minds right for the next upcoming game.
Marre, talk about the defensive effort on the back line there today. You had 2 big blocks in the circle as well.
Yeah.
Just talk about that and playing in front of a freshman goalie like this.
Yeah, we obviously like the whole season like we tried to like get at least many shots on goal as possible. But today I think we started like really offensive, which is like good for us. Then we sent back a little, and that was maybe not the smartest thing to do, but we made it work. So yeah.
Claire, so that with 3 minutes left, you knew they had the last penalty corner. So and you had, I guess, a sense that she was going to pass it versus try to shoot on that angle. But what did you see? Because if the ball gets past your foot, obviously it's probably going to be a deflection in. But and you had a sense that she wouldn't try to shoot it and she was going across.
Yeah. Well, she passed down low, and I don't know. She kind of like misshot it, kind of when the inserter received it again, and I was able to get my foot on it, and it went kind of in the middle, and I was able to get a hand on it, and then they fouled when it was going out. So yeah, I think we're all pretty confident back there that we get it out. So
We're calm.
Yeah.
We didn't want to freak out because obviously there was only 3 minutes left, and there was no point in freaking out because they still weren't winning if there was more. It was tied. But yeah, we were calm, and we just wanted to clear it out.
This is from Marre and Katie and Claire. You guys kind of know the history of Westchester. This is the 7th all-time national championship in the program, and 4 in the 70s in Division 1. Can you talk about that? Do you know about that? And also maybe the satisfaction of getting another one and making your mark and all that.
Yeah, so as a senior, it's really bittersweet that I was able to do this my last game of my career. We knew that we had this winning streak with champions in previous years. Obviously, we haven't had one since the years prior. And as a senior, it took 4 years to get here, and it's nice like going out with this huge win on our back. So I don't have a loss in my last game. It's really nice.
Claire, how about you?
yeah, I think just especially last year when they were so close, and they were the #1 seed last year, and they went to Final Four, and they basically they walked all over, and I think it really stuck with them. Me, I obviously wasn't here, but I know that it really affected them a lot, and it's always been in the back of their heads, especially going through this season. And so me just coming in as a freshman, I just wanted to be able to do like whatever I could to get them back in the Final Four.
Who was the last goalkeeper to win a national championship?
Yeah, my coach, Kristen Arnold, she was my coach who won in 2011, 2012. She was here actually, so yeah.
Who else is a Westchester alum that was here? Speaking of history. Isn't he your head coach?
Oh, yeah, Sue
He asked about history, and all of you are well versed in
yeah,
history.
she didn't play here, but she was here for the Final Four, so yeah, it's nice to see them.
There were a lot of ones here.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
nice
it was
to see
really
them.
nice.
It was nice because we did practice against them the other day, and they came out on a Saturday morning to help, and it was just amazing. They really gave us their all. They helped us prepare, and we really owe some of this win to them.
Katie, can you walk us through your goal, just how it all happened and what you saw?
So I remember it was a free hit. I saw the inside lane wide open, so I was like, why not go there? And I went there, and as I shot the ball, my head was turned, so I saw it kind of go in, and I think the goalie touched it. I didn't see it. I remember hitting it, and I fell and turned away from the goal, and I kind of looked back, and I was like, oh, it's in. And I was like, this is amazing. So I stood up and I started cheering, but I really just saw that open lane, and I knew I had to shoot. I knew the second I got on that goal, if I shot across the grain, which we practiced, across the grain, it would get that goalie on that wrong foot. She had no chance to do that.
Has to be pretty satisfying. You couldn't have known it at the time, but it was the game-winning goal.
Yeah, it is nice to know.
Going out with a bang.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
I actually didn't realize it was the game-winning goal until like 10 minutes after we won, and I was just like, oh, that's actually pretty nice, because, I mean, any goal is a goal, and I would want anyone to score on this team, but I didn't want that one goal to go in on us, but knowing that it was the game-winning goal and that really stuck it out really makes me happy, because, like I said, senior going out and being able to score that many goals this year really is satisfying, and I really wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates behind me.
Marre, talk about early in the game. It was back and forth with neither team really getting a whole lot of pressure in the circle. Talk about what it meant to get that early goal.
We knew from the beginning on it was like very important to get the first goal because we knew they were like a really defensive team and they've been doing like great with that. So it was like a lot of shutouts. So like we knew from the start on we need to score that goal. We didn't. I did actually.
I did.
Talk about how you saw it develop. Talk about how the goal developed and you saw it.
So Katie inserted, it wasn't a corner, Katie inserted the ball to Kat. She hit it and I saw a ball coming, I was like, I need to touch it. And it went right in, so yeah.
Yeah, she got off the tip right in front of the goalie.
Yeah.
Perfect. Amy, you said you weren't expecting this necessarily, but the way the season developed, don't you think it almost had an inevitability about it? This team was so good and so dominant, and I know you had to work for it, and it wasn't easy, but, you know, didn't this kind of feel like maybe this is the way this may end for this squad?
Well, it was funny. After every game, we hired a new assistant coach, and Abby would always say, well, how do you think we are? Do you think we're good? And I said, like, I don't know, give me a couple more games. And we had a lot of big wins. We beat Ship at Ship, Millersville. And it wasn't really until, honestly, the ESU game where I'm like, all right, I think we're going to be all right. Like, maybe we'll get into this NCAA tournament after all. Because I'm just not that person that looks down the line. So there were a series of wins, and they were great. I don't know how to explain how 1 year is really different from the next, or if you're supposed to be somewhere or not, if you're destined to do something. But, you know, life is very similar to a sport. So you take risk and you're rewarded, and without taking risk, you're not going to ever get the big prize. So I think they learn that along the way, and I think it's hard to be at the top, and we somehow find our way there every year, and that is hard work. So to be number one and have everyone gunning for you, that is not easy to prepare for that every single day. So for us to get here and then to have this game where we finally get our chance to go get what we want, it was a different story. It's a different type of game for them to be, you know, out there today. But yeah, like losing so many players, you know, 6 starters from the last year, and then we had somebody that was a starter that tore ACL in August. And so that's down 7 now. So it is crazy. So yeah, they picked up where we left off from last year. Katie did a great job, Marre did a great job, and picked up some nice young new players. And yeah, like it's astonishing what they did losing that many people.
Let me just ask the players, when you guys got into this NCAA, did you really feel like we're going to do this, or were there doubts?
We had no doubts. Yes, we were nervous, we had the butterflies, but that comes with every game.
Oh, they were only silent on the bus this morning, so.
They were a little silent.
They were confident.
Is that good? Amy, is that good when you're silent?
They're a silent team always. It's just, they're silent assassins. Before we played Millersville this year, they were super quiet, and my assistant is very like jumpy and happy, and she's like, this is not okay, and we won the game. I'm like, don't ever question it again, it's just who they are. But Abby actually got up on the bus and was like, I'll dance. So that kind of like cracked the ice for them a little bit, and they started to have some fun today. But yeah, they're just a really, everyone says they have a nice group. They're just a really great group of kids. Nothing really frazzles them. I mean, truly, we had to go through some real messy stuff, and everyone handled themselves to the best of their ability in the winter. So it's not surprising that they're sitting up here.
Marre, did you expect this? Did you expect to be here at the end of the season, or?
I mean, it's what we talked about, so I guess, yeah. But like, to actually finish it is awesome.
Claire, did your high school coach give you any tips or say anything about helping you prepare for this game?
Yeah, she texted me this morning and she said to focus on the moments and not the outcome. So just take each play by play by play. Don't think about winning the game in the end, because
She told us that.
And then I told them that.
It's funny, because that's what I said right before the game. That's so weird. Because that's the first that she's telling me this.
But yeah, she did tell me that, and it helps a lot just to focus on each play.
So your high school coach was the goaltender last time that you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Kristen Arnold.
Okay.
Coach, knowing their stinginess on defense, you know, the lack of goals they've given up, touch on the importance of getting those first 2. And then is there a concern that you got them so quick that you want to get into a lot of complacency?
Yeah, we've been scoring a lot in patches this year, and this is a new thing where now they're coming early and then we back off, and that's just a natural thing that can kind of happen. But yeah, they're an amazing defensive team, but I do think they tried to change some things today, so it actually looked different to me today than what I had watched on film and what I had seen from the ESU game. But for us to be able to get some shots off, that was key. So from all the games I watch, I don't see people shoot the ball. So we had an idea of what to do, and they were able to accomplish it. I wish we would have stayed a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, I mean, scoring too early absolutely sets the pace of the game, especially against such a strong defensive group. And that's the best goalkeeper we've faced as well. I mean, she's I'm sorry, I don't know her name, but she's an amazing goalkeeper.
And then I heard you touch on it when you first sat down, that last 2-minute stretch of the first half with 6 corners in a row. Talk about that stretch.
I actually think that was on me. I didn't say this to them. I said it to my assistant. If we lose this game, I'm going to be so upset. It was a bad sub. It was a time that we subbed and we moved somebody out of a position at the middle of the field, in the backfield, and somebody was not there to replace her, and that's what started all of those series of corners. So I always look at, I guess, big picture. So Marre got hit in the leg, and then luckily Katie Mack was smart enough to stop the game. Whether it was a high ball or not, obviously it wasn't. It gave her time to recover, and I thought that was the most intelligent thing she could have done there, to allow her to walk that off, because she had a huge welt on her kneecap. So that was important. But yeah, we just had a letdown, and it was a poor stop on my part, so I was happy that they were able to come back from that. We were just trying to get our center back up to full, which is also a great forward. So in that interchange, there was no one in the middle of the field, and that led to the first corner, and then corner after corner after corner.
That's all we have time for. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.